In 1948, Israel was established as a sovereign state, arising amidst intense regional conflict. At the same time, Iran, under the rule of Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, was navigating its own national interests and regional influence. Initially, Iran did not recognize Israel, aligning with other Muslim-majority countries. Despite early reluctance, the strategic landscapes of the Middle East led Shah Pahlavi to reassess Iran's stance towards Israel. By the early 1950s, motivated by the desire to modernize Iran and counterbalance the influence of Arab nationalism, the Shah began covert contacts with Israel. The cooperation between Israel and Iran blossomed secretly, encompassing areas like security, agriculture, and economic development. Iran and Israel shared a complex but largely positive relationship, military and strategic exchanges. They cooperated in various sectors, including agriculture and healthcare, driven by mutual interests against regional Arab adversaries. This unlikely partnership was driven by mutual concerns over regional threats and the benefits of technological and military exchanges. When details of these covert dealings eventually surfaced, they sparked controversy across the Middle East. The relationship between Israel and Iran was viewed with suspicion and disapproval by many neighboring states, further complicating regional politics. The early ties between Israel and Iran influenced broader Middle Eastern dynamics, playing a part in the strategic alignments and policies of the Cold War era. These interactions laid the groundwork for the complex and often contentious relationship that would unfold in the decades to follow. From secretive beginnings to open confrontations, the journey of Israel-Iran relations is a testament to the ever-changing landscape of international politics. In 1979, the Iranian Revolution reshaped the geopolitical landscape of the Middle East, turning Iran from a monarchy under Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi to an Islamic republic led by Ayatollah Khomeini. This dramatic shift not only transformed Iran, but also its relationships with world powers, particularly Israel. However, inside Iran, discontent was brewing. The Shah's authoritarian rule and close ties with Western powers, including Israel, became points of contention. Economic disparities and political repression fueled widespread protests, eventually leading to a revolutionary movement spearheaded by religious leaders who opposed the Shah's pro-Western stance. The year 1979 marked a turning point. Ayatollah Khomeini, a figure exiled by the Shah for his opposition, returned to Iran to lead an Islamic revolution. In a matter of months, the Shah's regime was toppled, and Khomeini declared the establishment of the Islamic Republic of Iran, fundamentally opposed to the Shah's policies and alliances, including those with Israel. Almost immediately, Iran's new regime severed its ties with Israel. The Israeli embassy in Tehran was converted into a Palestinian embassy, and Israel was denounced as an enemy of Islam. Iran's new government actively supported Palestinian groups, notably funding and arming opposition factions like Hezbollah. The estrangement between Iran and Israel soon extended beyond diplomatic hostility into active conflict, much of it carried out indirectly through proxy wars in Lebanon and other parts of the Middle East. Iran's support for Hezbollah in Lebanon became a particular point of contention, leading to numerous clashes with Israeli forces. Over the decades, the fallout from the Iranian Revolution has influenced broader Middle Eastern politics, particularly concerning Iran's nuclear ambitions and its role in regional conflicts. The enmity between Iran and Israel remains a defining aspect of their relations, affecting international security and diplomacy. From alliance to adversity, the trajectory of Iran-Israel relations following the Iranian Revolution illustrates the profound impact of political ideology on international affairs. As both nations continue to navigate their fraught history, the world watches, hoping for a future where dialogue might prevail over conflict. Amidst the complex web of Middle Eastern geopolitics, the covert and overt hostilities between Israel and Iran stand out as a decades-long struggle for regional dominance. The animosity between Israel and Iran took root following the 1979 Iranian Revolution. Iran's new regime, led by Ayatollah Khomeini, quickly positioned itself against Israel, marking it as an adversary aligned with Western imperialism. This ideological shift set the stage for numerous direct and indirect confrontations over the coming years. Lebanon quickly became a significant battleground for Israel-Iran tensions. Iran's support for Hezbollah, established in the early 1980s, was a direct challenge to Israeli influence in Lebanon. The ensuing years saw multiple clashes, including the prolonged Israeli occupation of southern Lebanon and numerous Hezbollah attacks on Israeli forces. Beyond conventional battlefields, Israel and Iran engaged in a shadow war spanning several continents. This included cyber attacks, such as Israel's alleged involvement in the Stuxnet virus that targeted Iran's nuclear program, and a series of assassinations of Iranian nuclear scientists, which Iran attributed to Israeli operatives. With the outbreak of the Syrian civil war in 2011, a new front opened in the Israel-Iran conflict. Iran's support for the Assad regime, coupled with its deployment of military advisors and Shia militias, alarmed Israel, which viewed Iranian military presence near its borders as a direct threat. This led to numerous Israeli airstrikes on Iranian targets in Syria, aiming to curb Iran's military entrenchment. Perhaps the most critical aspect of the Israel-Iran dynamic has been the ongoing nuclear standoff. Israel, perceiving a nuclear-armed Iran as an existential threat, has repeatedly pledged to prevent Iran from developing nuclear weapons. This standoff has involved not just military threats, but extensive international diplomacy, including the 2015 Iran nuclear deal. In recent years, the conflict has only intensified with fluctuating international alliances and the changing global political climate. The killing of Qasem Soleimani, a major Iranian figure, by a US drone strike, and frequent skirmishes in regional waters have kept the region on edge, with Israel and Iran continuing to maneuver for strategic advantage. From shadow wars to open confrontations, the conflicts between Israel and Iran are a testament to the enduring complexity of Middle Eastern politics. While the future remains uncertain, understanding these historical flashpoints is key to any hope for a lasting peace. Amidst the shadow of ongoing conflict, the nuclear ambitions of Iran and the presumed nuclear capabilities of Israel have fueled one of the most dangerous rivalries in the Middle East. Let's uncover the layers of this nuclear tension that not only shapes their bilateral relations, but also the stability of the entire region. Israel's nuclear policy is shrouded in secrecy, underpinned by a strategy of ambiguity, neither confirming nor denying its nuclear capabilities. Believed to have developed nuclear weapons as early as the 1960s, Israel's stance has always been seen as a cornerstone of its national security, intended to deter existential threats. Iran's nuclear journey began under the Shah, with the West's support, aiming at peaceful nuclear energy. However, post-1979 revolution, this program took on different connotations under the Islamic Republic. Accusations and suspicions from the international community, especially Israel, suggested potential military dimensions, heightening tensions dramatically. In 2002, Iran was branded part of an axis of evil by US President George W. Bush, escalating its nuclear program to a matter of international crisis. Israel, feeling directly threatened by the prospect of a nuclear-armed Iran, intensified its calls for international action, framing Iran's potential nuclear capabilities as a global security threat. The tension took a dramatic turn with the unveiling of Stuxnet in 2010, a sophisticated computer worm that targeted and sabotaged Iranian nuclear centrifuges. Widely attributed to a US-Israeli collaboration, this cyber attack marked a significant escalation in covert operations against Iran's nuclear infrastructure, showcasing the lengths to which Israel might go to hinder Iran's nuclear ambitions. In 2015, the world powers and Iran reached a landmark agreement, the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, JCPOA, aimed at curbing Iran's nuclear program in exchange for lifting economic sanctions. While many hailed it as a step towards peace, Israel remained a staunch critic, arguing that the deal provided only a temporary solution and gave Iran economic leeway to further its regional ambitions. Following the US withdrawal from the JCPOA in 2018, tensions have resurfaced and escalated. Iran has resumed some of its nuclear activities, while Israel continues to express its readiness to take military action if necessary. The region stands at a crossroads, with the potential for either renewed diplomacy or deepening conflict. The nuclear tension between Israel and Iran is more than a regional issue. It's a global concern that tests the limits of international diplomacy versus unilateral action. As both nations continue to navigate these perilous waters, the hope for a peaceful resolution remains, underscored by the potential consequences of failure. Amid the ever-changing landscape of Middle Eastern geopolitics, the strategic standoff between Israel and Iran continues to evolve, marked by covert operations, direct confrontations, and diplomatic chess moves. The shadow war between Israel and Iran has seen a significant escalation over the past few years. Covert operations, particularly cyber warfare, have become more frequent and sophisticated. Notable among these was the 2020 cyber attack on an Iranian port facility, which disrupted operations significantly. Although Israel has not officially claimed responsibility, such operations are widely attributed to its intelligence services as part of its strategy to curb Iranian influence. Proxy conflicts continue to serve as a primary arena for Israel-Iran confrontations. In Syria, Iran's support of the Assad regime, including the deployment of Iranian forces and affiliated militias near the Israeli border, has drawn numerous Israeli airstrikes aimed at Iranian targets. Hezbollah in Lebanon, another Iranian proxy, remains a significant threat to Israeli security, with both sides preparing for a potential future conflict. The nuclear issue remains at the heart of tensions. Iran's 2021 announcement of uranium enrichment levels of up to 60%, a significant step towards weapons-grade material, has reignited international concerns and provoked strong reactions from Israel, which views a nuclear-armed Iran as an unacceptable threat to its existence. On the diplomatic front, the re-engagement of the United States in talks to revive the Iran nuclear deal under the Biden administration has seen mixed reactions. While the international community, including European allies, has largely supported diplomatic efforts, Israel remains skeptical, emphasizing its readiness to act independently to ensure its security. The maritime domain has also emerged as a critical battlefield, with several attacks on cargo ships attributed to Israel and Iran. These incidents, including the attack on an Israeli-managed tanker in the Arabian Sea, have led to international alarm and calls for restraint. As of now, the situation remains fluid and fraught, with potential for escalation. Both nations continue to demonstrate military readiness and strategic posturing. In 2024, the Iran-Israel proxy conflict escalated to a brief period of direct conflict between the two countries. On 1 April, Israel bombed an Iranian consulate complex in Damascus, Syria, killing multiple senior Iranian officials. In response, Iran and its proxies seized the Israel-linked ship MSC Ares and launched strikes inside Israel on 13 April. Israel then carried out retaliatory strikes in Iran and Syria on 19 April. The complex web of conflict between Israel and Iran continues to evolve, driven by a blend of ideology, security concerns, and regional ambitions. The international community watches closely, hoping diplomatic efforts will prevail over the drumbeats of war. As we've seen, the road to peace is challenging and uncertain, but it is the pursuit of diplomacy and dialogue that offers hope for a more stable Middle East. But can this narrative of enmity ever change to one of peaceful coexistence? We want to hear from you. What steps do you think Israel and Iran can take to move toward peace? Share your thoughts and ideas in the comments below. Thank you for exploring this intricate topic with us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon to get notifications on our latest content. Share this video to help spread understanding and foster dialogue. Join us next time as we uncover more stories that shape our world.